shadows we lurk, in shadows we play. This is Night Shift.
The wild and crazy night shift nights, you just never know what's going to happen next. This is Noble. By our memories, I watched over you like an angel. What we had was so very special. You gave it to your own pain. Now it's all over, I see you now, embracing our past. I'm not going with you to your chosen destination. You and I were in love, the feeling from love I thought never ending became never ending, resounding over through. When all I did was love you, you're an insecure girl. One day I'll find you in a curl. I was noble to you. You don't deserve me. What you have become, you chose to be this. This is me standing before you, living my life, making the best of it. This is you standing before me, complete mess you chose to be, just to be with someone else. Ghosts of regret, there is some pain left yet, but that's all in the past. I'm not free at last, we're different in mind. This is what you'll find. I told you to fight with all your might. You are now in the past. You didn't last, we're different in mind. In you, rebounder I find. In you, rebounder, whoa. I told you, you are now in the past, rebounder, whoa. I told you to fight, rebounder, whoa. I told you to fight.
Yes, hello and welcome to more Night Shift TV. I'm not entirely sure this is going to be all that goth, though, frankly. But that's the way things go. But I think it would be a good idea to have some music from... I mean, it must be goth, this. They're called Lorry Black. So that's clearly a sign of being goth. We will be having a chat to Down From Above in a little while. We'll be in around 20 minutes or so. But I will shortly be putting on Axis by Lorry Black, who might possibly be joining us in Aces and Eights at the end of the month. The 31st of August is when that is happening, and we have Down From Above playing as well, and Guru Honey Badger. Guru Honey Badger Monkey Skull. Let's put that on and see what you make of that.
Monkey Skull, he's fantastic. He's made of plastic, moving back and forth, going to the deep dark depths, chanting, even knowing, spunky hunky.
And that was Guru Honey Badger with Monkey Skull, Marquisa Dark, Rachel Dark, Madam Crumpet, whatever you wish to call her. She goes by many, many names, as she does many, many things. Just recently performed at Rebellion, you know. And where's that gig poster? Then, because I think I need that up too, because that's something important for you to see, because, you know, you need to see that there is, I mean, you can go to during the nightshift.uk will give you a place to go. I'll just make that thing sort of full screen there. Yes, that's what's coming up at the end of the month at Aces and Eights in London. It's only £5.50 including fees. Advance. We might yet have another act on the bill, but currently it's Jandor Band, Down From Above, and Guru Honey Badger. Not necessarily in that order though. So anyway, yeah, let's get me back on screen again. Right, yes, there we go. In recent times I've been out doing videos for Goth City, because at the end of next week there's the Ravensburg Goth Festival coming up, a virtual festival taking place sort of on YouTube with various artists contributing video productions. I most tend to be sort of more a live performance recorded, but I like to go a little bit further and produce video productions. So I've been out various cemeteries and things, prancing about and giving it my all to various gothy tracks that I've done. I've cunningly missed out one that I intended to do, I found out today, so I might have to go out for a third time and see if I can record that. Currently on the bill we have I Thought He Was Your Reflection. I was supposed to do Rain on Ice but forgot. I've got sort of two small clips of a bit of it, and I've got Getting Near. The original set I did was I Thought He Was Your Reflection, little bit of Rain and Ice, and what else did we have? We had Sister Sarah, The Party. I'm quite pleased with The Party. Might show you a bit of that, I don't know. We had They and Martin, and yesterday I went out recording some in Barnsley. Originally I was in Bradford on Saturday doing it, and Barnsley yesterday doing it, and that was moderate success. I did Now and Never and Out of Here. Did I do anything else? I might have done. I can't remember now. It was yesterday. Anyway, let's have a little bit of Laurie Black with Axis. I think is a good idea right now.
axis like a disco ball, turning on its axis like a disco ball, turning on its axis like a disco ball. The world turning on its axis like a disco ball. Turning on its axis. Turning on its axis. Turning on its. Nostalgia keeps on turning. Nostalgia keeps on burning. Don't you turn your head. Don't you waste your breath. Nostalgia's
I've been doing a bit of prancing about in 70s. As I say, I might give you a shot of that later. That was Laurie Black, who might possibly be joining us in London on the 31st. I will be shortly having a chat to Down From Above. So I think we'd better get a bit of Down From Above. You can see there on that poster thing. JoinTheNightShift.uk is the place if you want to grab an advance ticket. Right, so let's have a bit of Animal by Down From Above. One of their absolute top-notch tracks, I think.
sure if you're impossible.
So we've got Rob on the right and Anastasia Resurrection on the left now.
Good.
That's not my hand.
Rob, who's got the glasses on, and Anastasia Resurrection with the like bookcase in the background, obviously. Right. Anyway, we're going to have some kind of chat about things. So yes, I was saying that you've been a little bit busy and not having gigs for a while. It seemed you've been. I mean, there has been some, but you've not been sort of rushing out. Is there anything new coming out or anything? Or has life just been getting in the way?
I'll let Rob answer that.
Well, I mean, I guess it's a bit of both, isn't it, really? I mean, it's obviously life does get in the way a little bit, of living out a fantastical rock superstar lifestyle. So, we have to get up in the morning and go to work and things like this. But, we are getting on with recording. We're mainly doing vocals. We've got a lot of tracks recorded, which are finished guitar-wise. But really, we just need to work on the vocals and get those done. We're thinking of releasing a vinyl album at some point in the relatively near future. So we're kind of working towards that. So we're not completely dormant as of now.
So, there's been sort of over the years with Down From Above a few lineup changes, and lately you're sort of more out there, more in the duo form. How's it been working out for you? You feel in this sort of new arrangement? How's it been sort of adjusting to being like a duo situation? Well, I mean.
In some ways, it's certainly more controllable. You don't have to worry about the drummer and the bass player turning up. So that's all in hand or in your pocket, in fact. But I would much prefer to have a drummer and a bass player, to be honest. And and even get rid of things like click tracks and just play the songs like a 4-piece band. Really, that's what I'd like to have. But it's proven very difficult to find. And not necessarily find suitable people, but just to get the impetus behind actually trying to find suitable people it's proven difficult. And because it is so convenient just turning up with a pre-recorded backing track and the like, we really need to start looking for someone. Really, a drummer would make a big difference. I think a drummer would make a big difference in particular. But there's also part of me who would quite like to have like a kind of decks, kind of keyboards, and the kind of sound system.
Yeah.
But again, that's slightly out of our out of our price range a little bit in terms of what we could do in terms of putting on gigs. So I think this duo format is a little bit kind of where we are now, if you see what I mean. I think it is convenient, but it's not ideal, really. But it sounds fine,
I mean, it basically, when I have seen you live as a duo, it's basically sounded exactly the same as when I saw you with a full band. I think I saw you with a full. I don't know if I've ever seen you with a full band. Have I?
It might have happened once, I think. Didn't it, Karen? Remember?
When we played
with Jamie and
the Unicorn and David, wasn't it?
Oh, David, yes, it was good. Yeah, that was good.
Yeah. Played once full. Mm-hmm.
So it's. I mean, people won't necessarily be 100% familiar with everything you've done and what you're about. So even though I have interviewed you before, we should probably catch up a little bit about what it is that inspires Down From Above. So I will let Anastasia Resurrection tell us, being as she's obviously the absolute guiding force of everything and the force of nature at the front of the band. I mean, the epic presence at the front of the band is the only one that really matters. That Rob guy on guitar, and just replace.
She's the front of the pantomime horse.
But what is it? What are the things? What things have inspired you to date? And is there anything currently inspiring you both, sort of inspiring Anastasia Resurrection, that is, not inspiring you both? Shut up, Derek. Anyway, you just answer that sort of thing. I think you get the idea.
Because I've been going to the gym and I have to push a sled. It's been listening to a lot of heavy death metal, I think. Well, I think Rob inspires me. When Rob comes out with a riff or a backing track, and that sends me into a reverie of going into the world of tunes. And yeah, I think that's kind of what inspires me. I think Rob's songwriting, in terms of other artists, gosh, I mean, when you put on the spot, you kind of think, oh, I like a lot of music and a lot of, quite a wide range of music. So I'm listening to a lot of heavy rock at the moment, which I'm really enjoying. There's a few new bands out there that I really like. A band called, well, I don't know whether it's that new, a band called Thornhill, a bit like Deftones. Um, and I like a lot of female artists, but when you put them on the spot, you think, who are they that I
I mean, I
like?
know you. I think you sort of said you, might be sort of like a year or two ago. You said you kind of enjoyed a bit of Grimes when you checked her out, and also
Oh
maybe
yeah,
Poppy as well.
Grimes, Poppy.
Yeah.
Really like some of their tracks. The innovation there. Um, Obviously, who else do I like? God, when you put on the spot, you think,
I
oh,
know
'cause I
it's
just
very
listen to
difficult,
you listen
isn't
to
it?
tunes, and then you sort of think, you listen to tunes, but I kind of don't necessarily follow artists. I just hear
No.
a song that I really like, and I think, oh, I really like that, and I put it on my Spotify. I'm quite lazy at remembering the names of titles and artists per se. Yeah.
Well, I know much as like Becky of the Web, you've both sort of had a sort of Debbie Harry influence, and I think certainly.
I still like Blondie. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I know obviously your vocals on occasion certainly have that similar kind of vibe to them, which is an interesting combination, I think, with that really sort of wild, hard music that is often there, so driving, and yet your vocals often that sort of softer, if you like, aspect. How's that been, you think, for you? And has that been a deliberate focus to take the vocals in a softer direction than the music, you think?
Well, it's different the way the voice is, and yeah, I like the contrast. I think I don't see, or no, perhaps no, many bands that do that. And you just you go with what your tools are, aren't you? So my voice, I suppose, is my musical instrument, and it happened. I like a certain tone of voice, and I like the song to feel a particular way, and so that's I suppose how I craft the vocals to sound like that. I like that kind of soft, breathy vocal. I mean, one of my favourite artists, when you say about inspiration, just remembering I'm a big fan of the Cocteau Twins and Liz Fraser, and it's the tone of her voice that absolutely gets me each time. And there's obviously a lot of good singers out there, but for me, it's the tone of the voice that I really go for. So I think that's what inspires me, and that having that softer sound to a kind of really heavy instrumental background. I really like that kind of combination. It's a little bit different, I think. I mean, there's a lot of music out there. You've got hard screaming vocals, and then you've got hard music. But having that contrast, I really like. Yeah.
And what is it else that we should ask Rob as well? I mean, it's unfair to just have the inspirations of one, but we need that guy in the background as well. Yeah, so Rob, what have been your sort of musical origins then, shall we say?
Well, I mean, I guess I kind of grew up on classic rock, really. So, Queen and Led Zeppelin and bands like that. And I've never really been very interested in, being a guitarist who's obviously a guitarist. I've always preferred guitarists who have played as part of a band and wrote the songs and helped with the arrangements and all that kind of thing. So that's really where I come from with things. I'm really just about the songs. And I like giving them, imbuing them with a little bit of grit and a bit of attitude. I'm a big fan of, a bit of roughness around the edges and things like that, because I think if you make things too smooth, that they can lose, they lose a kind of a bit of emotional kind of connection. So I've got all those kinds of elements. Really, I like good songs, albeit in probably in a certain format, if you like. But I also like a kind of bit of rough and readiness, a bit of kind of seat of the pants, a kind of element to things as well. And a bit of attitude, really. I think that's also very important too. So that's really what I like. So anything with a bit of a bit of drive to it and a bit of a bit of something to say. I think that's important.
I mean, I know when you take the songs live, you'll often add in quite a few solos and that sort of thing to the playing, if you like. Solos, sort of more elaborate technical playing. Is that to sort of maybe change it from just being a direct replication of the recorded track, or?
Well, I suppose so. I mean, it also has a little bit of variety, doesn't it? Makes it a little bit more interesting, So you can't have everything being having the same kind of format or patterns. It's always good to break it up with some, like you say, some kind of something unexpected or unpredictable. And I guess my playing will always be reasonably technical, because that's kind of what I grew up with. And it's very hard. I try and write songs, in different styles, but whatever you do, you end up writing songs in the same style. So it's quite hard to break out of it, really, in some senses. But yeah, I mean, all that is in there. But I think it's all predicated on hopefully some quality songs, really, played with a bit of vim and a bit of vigor.
So what is it then that's coming out on vinyl, and is there anything brand new song-wise in the works?
Yeah, there are. So there are new things in the work. Like at Luckworks, like I said, what we're really doing is we're finishing off the stuff that we have with the guitars done, if you see what I mean, and getting Anastasia to sing over that. But there will be some new songs on there as well. So it's a kind of gradual process of, I've got a great big checklist. And I'm just, ticking it off bit by bit. So it seems to get longer at times. So, you always find new things to do. But yeah, there will certainly be some new stuff. And it'll be, we're trying to move in a slightly more electronic direction. But like I was saying to you, it's quite tricky sometimes to kind of reinvent yourself in an authentic way. In a sense, I'm always going to be a kind of, the kind of guitar player that I am. And so to kind of translate that over to something more electronic, it's quite difficult really at times, I think, isn't it? So, but we're trying. We're always trying to do new things. We don't want to, repeat ourselves at all if we can help it. But, hopefully there'll be some interesting stuff on there.
Maybe get Palindrones to write a track for you or something.
Yeah, well, it would be nice to, it's a shame really in a way not working with a producer. I think that would be good for us really, because it's always good to have someone who's external, has a slightly different perspective. Because obviously, yeah, you are who you are, to an extent. Like I say, you need the authenticity. It's we could do some, relatively lighter pop songs, but it wouldn't be us really. It'd be very, very hard for us to do, I think.
You've just got to do. And Anastasia Resurrection, I need to say the full name every time. Anastasia. Yes. There's only one person. AR. So, what do you think might sort of inspire you lyrically coming up with sort of for anything new? What sort of things do you think you could get at all political or anything? Or
I think a lot of our tracks are quite dark actually, in terms of subject matter. I think lyrically we're inspired what's going on in the world today, and I suppose I'm always kind of those looking at those existential questions like, what is going on? Who are we? The conflicts we have within ourselves, within relationships, with the world around us. And I think that's a constant in when we write our lyrics. And I suppose, in a sense, on one level, we can sound kind of dreamy and quite poppy, but they're pretty dark. I think our lyrics, don't you, Rob? I think they are quite dark lyrics.
But it's like you're saying. I mean, we have that contrast, that kind of conflict in our music in some senses. So I mean, I think that's there in the lyrics as well, really.
Yeah. And I'm
So
trying to make sense of the world and who we are and why do we do the things we do? Because I think there's a madness with in what's going on in the world, in how we behave with each other sometimes, that and I suppose in a sense our lyrics are questioning why do we do the things we do. I think that seems to be a constant. And I think they carry when we write lyrics they can be taken on, I suppose, on a symbolic level as well, so they can be interpreted in different ways. But yeah.
I mean, I know you're quite fond of visiting Turkey. So, do you think that could influence things?
Probably. Well, in the sense that it gives you space and time to reflect. It's kind of almost like a time on my own to I suppose, spiritually reflect. Question yourself and think about life. So in a way, it gives you time and space to think about what inspires you. It's just a lovely place. It
Yeah.
just happens to be really nice. I love the nature there. I love the street cats.
Cats.
I make a lot of friends with street cats. Yeah, and I was looking after a little black cat that had been injured.
Oh,
And I was helping it. I was only there. I mean, I was there a few weeks, and I was just helping to make it a little bit
yeah.
healthier. Yeah,
I
and
mean, I
just
always like to make the cats that live with you healthier by providing with them lots of treats when I come to
But they sent me to Coventry because when I came back from Turkey, they obviously realised I had been cheating on them because I had three cats that adopted me when I was back in Turkey, and then the cats when I came back were disgusted with me, so they sent me to Coventry
Oh
and haven't
dear.
spoken to me since.
Oh
Or meowed
dear.
at me since.
How dare you betray them like that? So,
I know. Talking to other cats, yeah.
disgraceful behaviour. So, with regards to the live show, what do you think is the sort of key element that people need to know? Let's ask Rob what his thoughts are on what the sort of key elements of the live show of Down From Above are.
Well, I mean, hopefully it's some good music with a bit of luck. I mean, I think they're good songs. And
Well, I do too, but
and,
that's why I've
and,
asked you along. But
and I think that they're the kinds of songs I think that are quite memorable, and I think people remember them. Really just having heard them just maybe just that one time. So I think that's the kind of key component of what we do. We want to, I suppose, kind of impress people really with something they can say, well, that was quite good. So
all right.
and obviously play them. I mean that's obvious, but
Yeah.
obviously we rehearse that, and that's easy to do really on the night. But yeah, so for people will just be impressed just with the kind of the general kind of standard of things. Really, it's the set we've been rehearsing is pretty solid, really, I think.
And we should, as I say, ask the same of Anesthesia. It's unfair to just try and get it off. But, I mean, it may well just be that you just want to agree with Rob, but maybe there's elements for you we need.
I like to think they're memorable songs. I mean, for me, it's all about the songs. I mean, when I'm singing, I escape into them because I love them. I love what we do, and I hope that the audience will enjoy the little kind of snippet of the kind of the musical imaginary world you create when you're on stage, and you hope I mean, I escape into our music, and you hope that the audience will get the feel and what you're trying to say and enjoy it on the same level, because that's when you get into music, you escape into it, don't you? You go into that sort of, you're into the mind of the music, and it's something. And for me, it's quite visceral, and you hope that something will touch people in a way that it touches you. Musically, imaginatively as well. When the song goes to a certain place, you think, oh, I love that. I'm one of these people. I feel if you enjoy music, it's a privilege, because I know there's people out there that don't like music, but when you enjoy it and you've got a passion for it, I think it's a real gift. And I like going to see bands as well, and I hope that people enjoy coming to see us. So one of my friends used to nickname me the gig pig, so I go to see a lot of live music. And I hope that we kind of present something that other people can enjoy as well. And I think that's what it's about. It's a bit of escapism. It's something to enjoy and maybe something to think about as well.
It's a chance to be more than everyday life, I think. Why it just sort of bugs me so much, bands that just seem to want to be just ordinary people on stage. I mean, you've always brought the spectacular as well. I mean, you are a mighty, fearsome, impressive stage presence, and that's what we want from live music.
A bit of character.
Exactly, a bit of dressing up and a bit of spectacle. That's what we really want.
Yeah.
Combined with excellent
Yeah.
music.
Well, it's a
of course.
performance, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I like, when you see certain people, the way they perform, and you get into their movement, the shapes they create on stage, you get what they're about. The nuances of I don't know, the way they move the hands, the way they look, the way, everything. Being a big Blondie fan, like all her mannerisms, you get into that,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it's funny, you kind of almost escape into the person. It's quite a bizarre thing when you're really into your music. So same with a rock guitarist performer. You'll see certain guitarists that you look how they perform on stage, and you get into their vibe, into their movements, into how they're looking at each other. It's a whole thing, isn't it? And it's something that sometimes is a bit innate, indescribable, I suppose.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
something that, I mean, it should ideally, I agree, sort of basically be another world and just an
Yeah.
escape from everything around us. Anyway,
Yeah.
we were sort of about out of time for
Brilliant.
Zoom chats, but it's been absolutely fabulous to
Yeah,
catch
great,
up
Oh,
with
thanks,
you.
thank you, Derek.
And I'm
you're
looking.
wonderful as well. We love you
Yeah,
as
you're
well.
just I'm just some idiot who likes to play dress up,
Oh,
I'm
and we
Gwen's
love
idiot.
every bit of
That's-
it.
I'm just some idiot with a fabulous American girlfriend, that's all,
Yeah, but you're fabulous too.
I'm
Yeah,
Gwen's
thanks.
idiot, that's what I am.
Oh.
Her up there, look. Right, yes, anyway, I will see you I'll see
Yes.
you before Sunday, but I will see Rob, I presume, just on the Sunday. We
Yes, you
start at 7:30, and the first act will be on at 7:45. And we see what we get from there. So I will see Rob
Fantastic.
somewhat before then, as we all
Yeah,
do sound
hopefully.
checks and that malarkey. So yes, I look forward very much to more Down From Above enjoyment, as it's always wonderful to see you. So thank you both for joining me, and I will see you
Thank
next
you for
worries.
having
week.
us.
Yeah, thank you very much.
All right, thanks a
Okay.
lot. Bye for now,
See you.
everyone.
Bye.
Bye then.
I'll treat you to a bit of cemetery action, as I promised that. It will be coming up fully. I have no idea where it is now. It will be coming up fully at the end of next week. If we can get this clear. I don't show it all, but
I just have a sickness.
because you got to wait until next week to see it properly.
Not easy living the way I do. You have to be careful all the time. I'm pretty good at it. I think as I get older, I get better. I haven't been caught yet.
Martin is a boy with problems. Martin has a family history. Martin has too many nightmares. He lives in a fantasy. There's a danger that he'll take too far his morbid curiosity. He's seen too many creepy films, he's read too many books. Martin sleeps with all the lights on. Martin's seen too many looks. He lives out a strange obsession, tries hard to
Right, that's all you get for now. Be grateful for that. Alright, well, let's see if we can have a bit of Give It Up for you. And that'll be it for me for tonight.
Thank you.